Bonjour from Paris Longchamp. The sun is shining down on us here for the Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe weekend, and what a weekend we have ahead of us. We're going to be taking you through some of the Breeders' Cup contenders who are hoping to take their French success into Californian glory. Now, it's also been very busy over in the USA, so let's get you up to speed. Welcome to Rundown with Rosie, episode 4. I'm Rosie Tapner and I'm here in Paris because Longchamp hosts 5 win and you're in races. Irish mare Tanawa, British sprinter Glass Slippers and the mighty Enable have all used this as a springboard to Breeders' Cup success. Now, we've had many memorable moments this weekend, so let's catch you up on all the action.
Prendre l'avantage, Unquestionable, Rosa Lion qui va triompher nettement, Unquestionable est deuxième, Bovati. Opéra Singer de bout en bout qui va faire forte impression, Opéra Singer et la lauréate du prix Marcel Boussac, la deuxième place reviendra. Lucène qui vient à l'intérieur, qui est quatrième, Blue Rosen qui repart, et Blue Rosen qui va remporter le prix de l'Opéra après la poule d'essai. De mieux en mieux, Highfield Princess qui attaque à la fin, Highfield Princess qui prend l'avantage, Highfield Princess qui va triompher, Perdica sera peut-être deuxième, attention. S-Impact de plus en plus fort qui fait quelque chose d'assez extraordinaire ici, qui remporte sa 6e victoire consécutive et l'Arc de Triomphe, le premier doublé.
The Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe always creates some of the best stories, and this year did not disappoint. An unbeaten horse, and quite frankly, France's very own Flightline. But this one held all the aces.
The story about today was to figure out if he was a very good horse or a champion. He's obviously a champion.
Plus belle course du monde, l'Arc de Triomphe, le Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, 2400 mètres à parcourir, c'est S-Impact.
S-Impact de plus en plus fort qui fait quelque chose d'assez extraordinaire ici, qui remporte sa 6e victoire consécutive et l'Arc de Triomphe.
When you have a horse like him with so strong acceleration in 3-5 steps, he was the winner of the race. No, I respect always the owner's choice, and it's not a problem. It is coming. It's another challenge which is not easy. So if they want to risk, we'll risk together.
We have just witnessed an incredible performance from Highfield Princess. What a dream horse she has been, and she just never disappoints. And she has just stamped her ticket to the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint.
La 6e, le prix de l'abbaye de Longchamp-Longines. Le numéro 4, Cœur de Pierre, a été déclaré non partant. La grande favorite, Highfield Princess, après attaque et vient accompagné ensuite et à l'extérieur par Pontos avec Highfield Princess qui est là également. Alors que le numéro 5, équilatéral, est pour l'instant très malchanceux. De mieux en mieux, Highfield Princess qui attaque à la fin. Highfield Princess.
So all my family and my grandchildren, everybody was here, and we all agreed that about 5:45 tonight we'd start discussing her future. Family discussion, and I loved, great to be able to have it. The Santa Anita track is quite challenging, everybody tells me. My instinct is that she's as good as ever, and I would be inclined to think of going on running her.
Frankie, fancy seeing you here.
I'm here, Prix de l'Arc Day.
You're here. This has been a special one for you.
Absolutely.
But 2018, slightly more special. Anything special happened that year?
Well, the mighty Enable won the Prix de l'Arc and the Breeders' Cup.
The only horse to have done the double, the Arc and the Breeders' Cup.
Enable, she's done it!
What a feat from an incredible team. Well done, Team Enable.
Don't take mine and Frankie's word for it. I think her performance speaks for itself.
The big expectation was Enable trying to become the first Arc de Triomphe winner to win a Breeders' Cup race in the same year. She came out of Longchamp in tremendous form, and going to Churchill was certainly the main option.
They're off in the Breeders' Cup turf.
I was a bit further back than I wanted to be, but from the bend to the back straight I was 4 wide. The pace was on straight away and I was trying to get off the fence. And I managed to get up 4 off the fence and then she was moving good again.
And they're into the stretch, and the 2 fillies are 1-2, Magical and Enable. It's these 2, 1-2 down to the finish.
Well, obviously Magical took me on pretty early. Then I thought, well, he's a punch-up now, so he was the best.
She's a magnificent filly with great mental strength, and she showed the courage today. It's simply a miracle that she's here, let alone to win the Arc and then to come here and do it. It's very much down to the filly and the man who bred her.
Prince Carly was a huge supporter of the Breeders' Cup, and he loved the Breeders' Cup from the word go, and so he was always terribly keen that his horses should compete if they were good enough to go. He took enormous pleasure over his homebreds, enormous pleasure. And to see them win at the highest level is what he always came into the sport to do.
Racing royalty, Enable and Frankie Dettori. The Arc winner is the Breeders' Cup turf winner too.
Dare we be greedy and expect to see her again next year after what she's achieved?
Say yes, I'll say it for you, yes.
Mr. Dettori has 3 children going to college. He'd be very keen. She stays in training.
From one incredible racetrack to another, none is more beautiful in autumn than last year's Breeders' Cup host Keeneland. And the October meet sees some of the biggest stars turn up, and this year did not disappoint. A tried and tested route to the Breeders' Cup Championships, Keeneland hosted 8 win annual ins. Let's get the rundown.
Has the lead. Buku, what a tremendous stretch rally. Buku, Martin Garcia to win the Jessamine, hoist the gold. Nakatomi, Bango in between horses, hoist the gold. Candied, VV Stream, 1-2, deep stretch, Candied. Luis Saez wins the Darley Alcibiades. Wicked Halo and Ugary, these two down to the line. Head-bobbing photo for the win. Locked, the wine steward, it is locked to win the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity for Jose Ortiz. Master of the Seas, up to the mark is there. Master of the Seas, head-bobbing photo. Florent Giroux aboard, Idiomatic to win the Grade 1 Juddmonte Spinster. Noted, canned group at the wire, head-bobbing photo for the win.
As you know by now, we have had top-level win and your ins here in Europe, the highlights being here and in Newmarket, but the Americans have been very busy too. Coast-to-coast action galore with this year's Breeders' Cup host Santa Anita featuring a Breeders' Cup Classic prep in the Awesome Again Stakes, most notably used as a stepping stone by Accelerate before his Classic triumph in 2018.
Slow down Andy by 2, over defunded. It pays to be Calbred. Slow down Andy on his way to the Breeders' Cup Classic.
It is Timberlake who's going to win the Grade 1 Champagne, and he drew away at the end to win by 4.
16th to go, 3 Witches driven out. Mary Quite Contrary running out of time. Here's the wire. It's 3 Witches to win the Princess Rooney.
But Zozos finishes strong and wins it by a length on the wire.
And Master of the Seas racing away with Enrico Wood by mile, a most impressive display. It's Master of the Seas, a dominant win. Scores by almost 4 lengths to Shirl's Spite.
Battle on as they hit the 16th pole. Cody's Wish now edges clear. And Cody's Wish back to sprinting, back to winning today.
Cody's Wish has his pick of 2 races now after his win in the Vosberg. He's joined by Hoist the Gold in the sprint. A busy month for the juvenile as Timberlake, Locked and Muth paved their way to the World Championships. France's unbeaten Ace Impact strengthens what is already looking like a scintillating Breeders' Cup turf. Despite his narrow loss at Keeneland, Master of the Seas finds himself in the FanDuel Mile due to his Canadian success. Will he get revenge on Up to the Mark? Will Highfield Princess finally get her Breeders' Cup glory this year in the turf sprint? Her run in the Abbey surely set down a marker. Oh, I tell you what, we were talking months and now we are talking just weeks until the Breeders' Cup Championships at Santa Anita. But before then, we still have 2 more win and your ins at Champions Day at Ascot. If you want to keep up with all things Breeders' Cup, then head to breederscup.com/challenge. Or if you want to be there, then head to breederscup.com/tickets, and I'll see you in California.